Yes. Good morning, everyone. Today we will discuss valves of the heart. Yesterday already we completed anatomy of the heart. Today we will discuss uh, valves of the heart, continuation of the anatomy of the heart. So today we will discuss in complete valves of the heart and clinical importance of the heart and clinical importance of the valves of the heart. So first we should know what is the importance of the valves of the heart and iska kya importance है why we are studying valves of the heart. What is the word here? What is the importance or clinically importance this valve of the heart? Valves of the heart, it maintains the unidirectional flow and prevent its regurgitation in the opposite डायरेक्शन है ना. valves of the heart का क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है, अपने हार्ट के अंदर इसका क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है? तो ये जो valves है it maintains unidirection माना in one direction, it maintains the unidirectional flow of the blood and it prevent its regurgitation है ना. ये prevent करता है, बैक फ्लो होने से ये regurgitation prevent करता है. So that's why this valves it is very important role in the heart. So what are the walls? How many walls are present? So, next, what is the classification of the valves of the heart? It is basically it is having two types. There are two types of the you can say as a two pairs of the valves. Number one, that is a pair of atrioventricular valves, and second that is a pair of sibilunar valves. uh, why it is called a pair of atrioventricular valve, why it is called as atrioventricular valves? Atrioventricular valves which are present in the in between atrium and the ventricle. See them, these are the atrioventricular valve. These are the so this atrioventricular valve, it consists of two parts again, right atrioventricular valve and the left atrioventricular valve. So right atrioventricular valve is also called as the tricuspid valve. You can see in the diagram. So this is the diagram for the complete valves of the heart. So this ये जो part है, this part it is called as a atrioventricular valves. This atrioventricular valves, it is divided into two parts. Right, first that is a right atrioventricular valve. The right atrioventricular valve is also called as the tricuspid valve, and left atrioventricular valve it is also called as the bicuspid and or mitral valve. So here this right atrioventricular valve. First, we should know why it is called as the atrioventricular valve. Atrioventricular valve, which are present between the atrium and the ventricle. See, this is the right atrium, this is the right ventricle, this is the left ventricle, and this is the left atrium. The atrium और ventricle के बीच में जो valve है, that valve it is called as atrioventricular valve. Next, this valve present in the right side of the heart, so it is called as right atrioventricular valve. Right atrioventricular valve is also called as the tricuspid valve. It is also called as the tricuspid. Why it is called as tricuspid? Because it is having the three cusps. In the next slide we will discuss. Second, the left atrioventricular. ये जो valve है, left atrioventricular valve, it is also called as a bicuspid because it is having two cusps, so it is called as bicuspid valve. And it is this bicuspid valve, it is also called as the mitral valve. So this is a dissected part, you can see very clearly. So in that part, you can see this structure is called as a myocardium. This is a tricuspid wall. Tricuspid wall, it's also called as a right atrioventricular valve. Second, this is a left atrioventricular wall, and this left atrioventricular valve, it is also called as bicuspid or mitral valve. And these are the aortic and the pulmonary valve. So these are the semilunar valve. So basically, you should remember classification once again. There are two types. There are two pairs of the valve. One, First class part, that is a pair of atrioventricular valves, and second a pair of semilunar valves. So first we will discuss atrioventricular valve. This atrioventricular valve, again it is divided into two parts. That is a right atrioventricular valve, it is called as a tricuspid valve, and the left atrioventricular valve, it is called as the bicuspid valve or mitral valve. So one by one we will see the structure. So this is the dissected part. In this dissected part, you can see this is the tricuspid valve, and this is the bicuspid or mitral valve, which are present on the left side of the heart. And these are the aortic. These are the two semilunar valve. Pair of semilunar valve. This is the aortic semilunar valve, and this is the pulmonary semilunar valve. So this is the this is the slide for internal structure of internal view of the right ventricle. In that right ventricle, you can see very clearly tricuspid wall. Tricuspid wall, again, why it is called as tricuspid? Because this tricuspid wall, it consists of there are three cusps. What are the three cusps? Anterior cusp. It is called as a middle cusp, or it is also called as septal cusp, and the posterior. So all these names are given, that is a situation है इसका cusp का location कहाँ पे present है वह according to the name has given. So this here you can see very clearly, this is complete जो structure है. This structure is called as tricuspid wall, and this tricuspid wall is also called as right atrioventricular valve. Why it is called as tricuspid wall? Because it is having the three cusp. What are the three cusp? Anterior cusp, middle cusp, it is called as septal cusp, and the posterior cusp. This cusp is attached to, ये जो cusp is attached to the choroidal tendon, which are attached to again papillary muscles. The structure we will discuss later. The structure we will discuss in detail atrioventricular structure. So this is the example for tricuspid valve which are present in the right ventricle. Second example for the atrioventricular valve, that is a mitral valve. Mitral valve is also called as a bicuspid valve. This mitral valve, it is having two cusps. What are the two cusps? So this cusp, it is called as mitral valve anterior cusp, and this cusp, it is called as a mitral valve posterior cusp, having two cusps. Again, you can see in this diagram, this is the internal view of the left ventricle or internal structure of the left ventricle. In that part, you can see this is the cusp structure. This is a valve having two cusps, mitral valve having two cusps, anterior and the posterior. And in that cusp, this cusp is attached to the papillary muscles, and that papillary muscles is joined by, that is a choroidal tendon. This choroidal tendon, it is a hair-like structure. So in every cusp or in every valve, basically this cusp structure is present, choroidal tendon is present, and papillary muscle is present. Next, what is the structure of atrioventricular valve? This valves of the heart, this question will be asked in the, already asked in the university exam, short note valves of the heart. What is the structure of the atrioventricular valves? So this atrioventricular valve, which are made up from the four components. What are the four components? Number one, fibrous ring. Second, that is a cusp. Third, chorda tendon hair-like structure, and the papillary muscle. This see, this is the fibrous ring. This fibrous ring which helps to maintain the shape of the opening. Next to this cusp. Cusp are these cusps. These are the two cusps here. These cusps are, they are continuous with each other near their bases at side stem, as that is a commissure part. And these cusps are formed by the fold of the endometrium structure or the some connective tissue structure. Each cusp, it is they are attached, and it is having the free margin which are present in the atrial and the ventricular surface, and this cusp is attached to the choroidal tendon. This choroidal tendon is again attached to the papillary muscles. This cusp, it attached to the papillary muscles with the help of, that is hair-like structure. It is called as the choroidal tendon. Next, what is the importance of this papillary muscles? What is the applied aspect or clinical importance of this papillary muscle? So this papillary muscles, clinically why it is important. The necrosis, whenever there is necrosis, first you should know what is the meaning of necrosis. Necrosis, it is nothing but cells of the death. Whenever there is a cells of the death, the necrosis of papillary muscles, what happens? There is a following myocardial infarction, and that myocardial, after that myocardial infarction, patient develop the heart attack. See, well, here this papillary muscles, whenever there is necrosis is occur in the papillary muscles, what happens afterwards? It form that is a myocardial infarction. Myocardial infarction, what is? Whenever there is a blood less lack of blood supply, lack of oxygen supply to the heart region, that time patient develops that is a heart attack. That heart attack may be mild, moderate, and severe. During the clinical importance of the heart and during the blood supply of the heart, we will discuss in detail what is the meaning of angina pectoris, what is the meaning of myocardial infarction, one, what is the meaning of the heart attack part. So here right now we should remember, whenever there is a necrosis or cells of the death of the papillary muscle following a myocardial infarction, that means a heart attack, and it may result in prolapse of the related valve. Next, a second type. Second type, that is a pair of semi-lunar valves. The word itself suggests semi means half, lunar means half moon shape. So here you can see half moon shape structure, half moon structure. This is the aortic wall structure. This is the pulmonary wall. This semilunar wall, again, it is a pair of aortic and pulmonary valve are called as the semilunar wall because it is having their cusp are the semilunar in shape. See, these are the semilunar cusp. These are the semilunar cusps which are present in the aortic wall. These are the again semilunar cusps which are present in the pulmonary wall. So in that aortic wall, and what is the structure here? So each valve has three cusps. So you can see each valve has three cusps. You can see here in this aortic wall, it is having three cusps: right aortic, right posterior, and left cusp. So here, and in the posterior wall having the three cusps: right, left, and anterior cusp. So each valve has three cusps which are attached directly to the that is a vessels wall. So you can see this is a this is a cusp structure directly attached to the vessels. So यहाँ पे which vessel is present? That is a right coronary artery. Here left coronary artery, and this is the aortic sign. So these cusps are basically it is having the three cusps. This cusp directly attached to the vessels wall, and the vessels walls could directly attached. Very important thing here, there is a no fibrous ring. And what we have seen in the atrioventricular wall, हमने उसमें क्या देखा था? What we have seen in the atrioventricular wall, the fibrous ring is present, है ना? This is what we have seen here. You can see atrioventricular structure, fibrous ring, cusp, choroidal tendon, and the papillary muscles is there. What now here? In that part, so semilunar wall, it consists of the three cusps. Each cusp is attached to the vessel wall. You can see which are attached to the vessel wall, and there is a no fibrous ring. Now, see, this is the posterior view of the pulmonary wall having three cusps. हाँ, पल्मरी वॉल वी कैन सी दिस ये जो कंपार्टमेंट है, दिस इज द इंटरनल व्यू और इंटीरियर व्यू ऑफ द राइट वेंट्रिकल इन अपर पोर्शन below this pulmonary trunk. Below this pulmonary trunk, that is a pulmonary valve is present. This pulmonary valve, it is having the three cusp. What are three cusp? Anterior semilunar cusp, right semilunar cusp, and left semilunar cusp. Here you can see there are two cusp pair of aortic semilunar cusp and the pulmonary. Aortic semilunar valve which are present in the aorta, and the pulmonary semilunar valve which are present in the pulmonary trunk, interior of the base of the pulmonary trunk. Next, what is the clinical importance? इसका क्या importance है? What is the clinical importance here? The first very important part, this first heart sound is produced by closure of the atrioventricular valves, and the second heart sound, it is produced by closure of the semilunar valve. This is a normal phenomena. Once again, I'm explaining the first heart sound है ना, जब हम स्टेथोस्कोप पेशेंट्स के ऊपर चेस्ट एग्जामिनेशन के लिए लेते हैं, तो उस टाइम जब फर्स्ट हार्ट साउंड आपको प्रोड्यूस होता है, first heart sound it is produced by closure of the atrioventricular wall, and second heart sound it is produced by the semilunar wall. So here with the help of the diagram, I will explain here that the first heart sounds are produced by here you can see this is right and left atrioventricular wall. तो जब भी ये right और right and left atrioventricular valve जब close हो जाती है, उस टाइम पे फर्स्ट हार्ट साउंड आपको सुनाई देता है. और सेकंड हार्ट साउंड आपको कब सुनाई देता है? फॉर सेकंड हार्ट साउंड व्हिच आर produced by closure of, you can see closure of semilunar valves है ना, इस closure of the aortic and pulmonary semilunar valves जब close हो जाते हैं, उस टाइम सेकंड हार्ट साउंड आपको सुनाई देता है. नेक्स्ट वी विल डिस्कस next clinical importance, narrowing of the wall orifice due to the fusion of the cusps, and it is known as the stenosis. देखो जब वॉल के ओपनिंग होती है, हियर इन द यू कैन सी ये वो ओपनिंग्स हैं ये, तो यहाँ पे जो ओपनिंग्स होती है इसके अंदर, जब ये ओपनिंग्स इसका साइज वॉल ऑरिफाइस का साइज, जब ऑरिफाइस माना ओपनिंग, जब वॉल ऑरिफाइस और वॉल की जब ओपनिंग नैरो हो जाते, क्यों नैरो हो जाते हैं? जब कस्प जब फ्यूज हो जाते हैं आपस में, तो उसके साइज कम हो जाते हैं. दैट कंडीशन इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ स्टेनोसिस. व्हेनेवर दिस कंडीशन, दिस नैरोइंग कंडीशन जब माइट्रल वॉल में प्रोड्यूस हो जाती है, प्रेजेंट हो, इट इज कॉल्ड एज माइट्रल स्टेनोसिस. एंड व्हेनेवर इट इज प्रेजेंट इन द एओर्टिक वॉल, दैट टाइम इट इज कॉल्ड एज एओर्टिक stenosis. Next clinical importance or applied aspect of the wall, dilatation of the valve orifice or stiffening of the cusp, it causes that is a imperfect closure of the valve, and due to that what happens, it leading to the backflow of the blood, and this condition it is called as incompetency or regurgitation. और यही incompetency और regurgitation जब aortic wall में हो जाते हैं, तो that is called as aortic opening में पाए जाते हैं, तो उस टाइम that condition is called as aortic incompetency or aortic regurgitation. Normal phenomena what we have seen. What is the importance of the valves of the heart which maintains the unidirectional flow? Like in this case, what is happened whenever there is a dilatation, है ना, whenever there is a dilatation of the valve orifice or opening or stiffening of the cusp, what happens, there is a it causes imperfect, it is not a completely closed, it is an imperfect closure of the valve. What happens due to this imperfect closure of the valve, what happens, they it is leading to the backflow of the blood, and that condition it is called as incompetency or regurgitation. And for example, aortic impetus, whenever that this condition which are occur in the aortic wall or orifice, that time it is called as aortic incompetency or aortic regurgitation. Next part है what we have seen. These are the all surface marking for the first heart sound. So here you can see the similar wall are heard in a second intercostal space. Sounds of the pulmonary semilunar wall which are heard in a second intercostal space at a left sternal margin. Next you can see third, the sounds of the tricuspid wall. What we have seen, all the walls, and the body के ऊपर हमें कहाँ देखना है, surface anatomy पे हमें कहाँ पे देखना है, that is called as surface anatomy part. So in that portion here in this part, this is yellowish in what is this point, this is the point for the sounds of tricuspid wall are typically heard in the right sternal margin, that is a fifth intercostal space, and it may be variation include over the sternum or over the left sternal margin in fifth intercostal space. And next point, what this is next surface marking, this is the sound of mitral wall heard over the heart apex. What is the location here? It is a fifth intercostal space in line with, यहाँ पे जो line आएगी mid clavicular line. This is the clavicle or mid clavicular से जो line है mid clavicular line, or it is called as mid of the clavicle. Next you can see very clearly again each and everything. Very clearly you can see. This is the heart. This is arch of aorta, three branches, brachiocephalic trunk having again two branches. Next, this is the left common carotid artery, left common carotid artery, then left subclavian artery. This is the arch of aorta. It is having three branches, brachiocephalic trunk, then left common carotid artery, and left subclavian artery. This is the superior vena cava. This is the inferior vena cava. This is the right atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle, and posteriorly left atrium is present. Next, you can see these are the all surface. So this is the complete thoracic cage. In that thoracic cage, there are point. So this is this point. This is a point. What is this a point? This is the aortic area. And what is the P? This is the P for that is a pulmonary area. And what is the T for the tricuspid area? M for the mitral wall, or you can say the bicuspid area. Next, this diagram, these are the all this areas, it is called as auscultatory areas of the heart. In that portion here, you can see the here it is showing that is a costal cartilage part. This is second costal cartilage, this is third costal cartilage, this is sixth costal cartilage, this is the fifth intercostal space. This is the fifth intercostal space. The intercostal space, though रिब्स के बीच में जो स्पेस इट इज कॉल्ड एज द intercostal space. So this point, ये जो mitral wall का point है आपको, this is or you can say this is the point for the apex, fifth intercostal space, and this is the mid clavicular line. Next जो diagram है, this is again surface anatomy part. So this area for the aortic area, this area for the pulmonary area, this area for the secondary pulmonary area, this area for the tricuspid area, and this area for the mitral area or bicuspid area. So here's same thing you can see. Fifth jo part hai, this area aortic, this area it is called as pulmonary area, this area it is called as secondary pulmonary, this is the second tricuspid area and the bicuspid area or mitral area. So these are the all surface anatomy part. जब हम patients के ऊपर examine करते हैं तो that time you should know all the anatomical parts. First you should know all anatomy of the heart, location of the heart, then you should know that is a thoracic cage point, कौन से point, ribs portion, all 12 ribs you have to identify on them. Identify on first skeletal part, then patient you can identify on the patient, and these are the all related to the all marking for the auscultatory areas of the chest, all the related to costal cartilages and intercostal space. These are the again auscultatory area, these are the again auscultatory area. Next, the clinical importance which are regarding to the heart, the area of the chest wall overlying the heart, it is called as the precordium, है ना, chest wall के ऊपर जो the area of the chest wall which are present on the heart, it is called as a precordium. Next, very clinical part, rapid pulse or increased heart rate, it is called as the tachycardia. जैसे for example of final year में इसके क्लिनिक में प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए जाते हैं और आपको फिजिशियन बोल रहा है कि पेशेंट का टैकिकार्डिया बढ़ गया या ब्रैडिकार्डिया हो गया, पेशेंट का एरिथमिया हो गया, ऐसे में पेशेंट एडमिट है और ये वर्डिंग यूज की जाती है। तो उस टाइम पे आपको पता होना क्या टैकिकार्डिया, क्या व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ टैकिकार्डिया, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ ब्रैडिकार्डिया, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ एरिथमिया और व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द पैल्पिटेशन, ऑल दीज आर द क्लिनिकल वर्डिंग, है ना। So what is the meaning of tachycardia? Tachycardia, it is nothing but rapid pulse or increased heart rate. It is called as the tachycardia. Next, a slow pulse or decreased heart rate, it is called as the bradycardia, or it is also called as slow heart. Then irregular pulse or irregular heart rate, it is called as arrhythmia. And consciousness of one's heartbeat is called as the palpitations. All these are the phenomena are very important. That is a clinical point of view. ऐसा नहीं है आज हमने पढ़ लिया कि anatomy of the heart, फिर आज हमने याद कर लिया, फर्स्ट ईयर की एग्जाम हो गई, ये खत्म. No. So this what we are studying, what we are discussing. Yes, tomorrow in future we are applying on the patient. Next, mitral stenosis. In mitral stenosis, in the left atrium enlarges and compresses the esophagus, causing the dysphagia. जब mitral स्टिनोसिस, मैट्रल, जब मैट्रल वॉल के अंदर स्टिनोसिस हो जाता है, या इसके जब नैरोइंग हो जाता है, उस टाइम पे क्या होता है, लेफ्ट एट्रियम एनलार्ज हो जाती है, इट compresses ड्यू टू दैट मैट्रल स्टिनोसिस और एनलार्जमेंट ऑफ दिस लेफ्ट एट्रियम, व्हाट हैपेंस, compresses, क्योंकि इसके पीछे, हार्ट के पीछे कौन सा एरिया, इसोफेगस प्रेजेंट है, this enlargement of this left atrium area, what happens, compresses the surrounding area, the compresses this esophagus, what happens, causing the dysphagia. Next है, collection of the fluid in the pericardial cavity is called as, it is a pericardial effusion. देखो हार्ट के ऊपर जो कवरिंग है, anatomical part ऑलरेडी हमने डिस्कस किया है, हार्ट के ऊपर जो कवरिंग है, that covering it is called as a pericardium. Pericardium, it is having two layers, outer layer and inner layer, or in between the two layers it is having an outer layer और inner layer के बीच में जो space होती है, that space it is called as a pericardial cavity. तो ये pericardial cavity के अंदर जो fluid जमा हो जाता है, collection of the fluid in pericardial cavity, वो condition को pericardial effusion कहा जाता है. तो what happens, ये effusion जब हो जाता है surrounding this heart, the what happens, the fluid compresses the heart and it restricts, there is a venous filling during the diastole part, and it reduces, what happens due to that collection of fluid, है ना, एक तो क्या हो जाता है, it compresses the heart and restricts the venous filling during the diastole, and second, it also reduces, that is a cardiac output. What is the next surgery, इसका क्या, what is the next treatment, the pericardial effusion. The pericardial effusion can be drained by puncturing the left fifth intercostal space. देखो ये जो space है, left fifth और sixth, 1 2 3 4 फिफ्थ, लेकिन स्पेस को आपको काउंट करना है, 1 2 3 4 5, तो ये फिफ्थ और सिक्स्थ इंटरकॉस्टल पेरिकार्डियल इफ्यूजन आपको ड्रेन करने के लिए कौन सा स्पेस यूज किया जाता है, lift fifth or sixth intercostal space just lateral to the sternum. See, this is the sternum, just lateral to the sternum, or in the angle between the xiphoid process. So this is the xiphoid process and a left costal margin. So this is a xiphoid process and this is a left costal margin. Yes, ये पॉइंट आपको यही यूज किया जाता है, इट मे बी लेफ्ट फिफ्थ इंटरकॉस्टल स्पेस और सिक्स्थ इंटरकॉस्टल स्पेस, और इन बिटवीन जिपॉइड प्रोसेस एंड कॉस्टल, लेफ्ट कॉस्टल मार्जिन के बीच में यहाँ पे ये सिरिंज या ड्रेन के सिरिंज एंटर करके वो फ्लूइड ड्रेन किया जाता है विद द हेल्प ऑफ द नीडल, एंड ये जो नीडल इंसर्ट किया जाए विद द help of the needle directed upwards, backwards, and to the left, and aspirate the fluid. So these are the clinical importance of the valves of the heart, and clinical importance of the anatomy of the heart. Again, we will discuss in detail, that is during the blood supply of the heart, like myocardial infarction, heart attack. Then it is having again a part mild, moderate, and severe. What is thrombosis? So that part which we will discuss in the blood supply of the heart in the clinical importance. So today we completed valve of the heart, clinical importance, structure of the classification of the valves of the heart, then importance, then structure, and clinical applied aspect of the valves of the heart, and as well as the anatomy of the heart. So this is complete. We completed anatomy of the heart, completed, that is a already yesterday already be complete, anatomy of the heart would be completed, valve of the heart, and clinical importance of the both valves of the heart, as well as the clinical importance or applied aspect of the anatomy of the heart. Okay, thank you.